Hi, Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter here. And today we're going to talk about Naoko Takeuchi fight Han Siobhan. Or not this case, but actually worked with. Now, in case some people are familiar with Naoko Takeuchi is the booker of Sailor Moon. Okay? She's the one that wrote, the book craft that Toei turned into the fraudulent moving show. Okay? Eventually, the Bandai made into moving games, that Toei made into the Farseer show, that Toei made into the song show, and on so and on so. Now, Han Siobhan is known for many things, but what he's known for is adapting Super Sentai and turning it into Power Rangers. Now, even though Naoko Takeuchi and Han Siobhan are around in different circles, I'm sure their paths have crossed. And even if they haven't, I'm sure they both know of each other. Now, I've always wondering how it'd be like for them to work together. I'm probably sure that they probably do know each other, but I don't know if they actually ever worked with each other on some Sailor Moon Power Ranger project or something. Now, this would have been really cool to see the maker of Sailor Moon with the maker of Power Rangers. Now, people are going to debate on how much making one had to do with the other. Some people are going to argue about the fact that Han Siobhan and Naoko Takeuchi live in complete different places, one in the United States and the other one in Japan, and the fact that one happens to be, Ifin, I'm sure the other one's Ifin too. Now, why I mentioned Naoko Takeuchi and fight Han Siobhan, well, not really fight, but I mean working with, is since that would be really cool. Yeah, Sailor Moon, you're right. Naoko Takeuchi seems to be very smart. She also seems to be able to come up with things. And since she was a fan of Super Sentai, that's how her inspiration for Sailor Moon came. And Han Siobhan also is able to take Super Sentai and adapt the Power Rangers from it. So I would think it'd be really cool to see these two, at least work together. I mean, I'm sure that they have met. I'm sure they know of each other. I don't know that for sure, but I have idea they may have heard of each other. Now, some people would say, what do you mean a Sailor Moon Power Rangers project? What I mean is a crossover between Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers. Yeah, I know that this would also be including that Toei would allow those two to work. They both would work together, or at least be able to take Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon to live action, the Farseer show, and somehow turn it into English, but that would just be dubbing work at that point. But I mean actually making a Sailor Moon or Power Rangers project together. It would be cool to see those two work together, Be cool to see, Han Siobhan and Naoko Takeuchi. And I'm sure that some people would agree that these two would do very well together. But then, on the same time, you never know. Since these two have primarily never worked together, you don't know how they would coexist you don't know how they'd co-be with each other. You don't know how they would work together. But I would like to think that they could do very well, And I was always wondering, if those two, knew of each other, if they ever worked with each other, I don't know. But I'm sure that both of them would have worked together very well. And I'm sure each one credits the other one for inspiring the other one. Yes, Naoko Takeuchi was a Super Sentai fan, and her inspiration was Sailor Moon. And Han Siobhan had taken Super Sentai and adapted the Power Rangers. So I'm sure that both of them unlook each other, and each one considers the other one Ifin for their stuff. But I thought it'd be cool if they would have worked together. So that's all this is. I'm Sailor Moon. I'm Sailor Jupiter. We'll see you later.